Because what I'm really interested in is how far you've grown as a business owner in a short time. Because Pavlok, how old is Pavlok right now?
Just about 3 years, almost.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly.
Okay. So it's been, but still, you've changed so much
Yeah.
in 3 years. It's insane. So can you tell me about what it was like in the first year to 2 years in Pavlok and sort of where you are now? Because I know you've changed as a person as you're doing this. And I feel like a lot of the people listening need to understand that they're changing as much as a business owner too.
Yeah, that's a great question. You look back at yourself and you're not the same person, and none of the cells in your body are the same at all. And all you have are these weird memories of who you used to be. And so you realize that you can change who you are. And a lot of it comes from self understanding. So when I started at Pavlok, I was still focused on hack the system. I love travel. I didn't like to settle down. I was scared of furniture and scared of apartment lease. And I think the biggest thing that happened in Boston was being forced to stay there for 6 months around people working on one thing. And so, in my case, as a heavy, ADHD, my type is ENTP, visionary type. I got to see and absorb how people built these hardware products, and I started to try to raise money. And I started to, and most actually, I think really most profoundly, I read that book, The Art of Speed Reading People, which really helped me understand a lot about it myself. And I started to realize that the things that I always was ashamed of and was solvable by other people, and that if you have a good idea and you can't finish, there are some people who like to fill out spreadsheets, and there are other people who like to design the spreadsheets that should be filled out, and those two people are never the same people. And so as I started to at the beginning of the company, I'm basically we had $50,000 and we put it in a business bank account. I said it twice because I was reading my yearly notes like yesterday from like 2015, 2014. And the first thing it said was get a business bank account. The mental change in your mind is humongous, because suddenly it wouldn't be like taking out of my own bank account, but it was a business expense. And that was huge for mental hiring. And then from there, it was about the first year was finding anybody who would work with me, because I had very limited funds. And as I found a few people who would work with me, and we started to build up the electronics, and I found some good people, and then you find a lot of bad people, and you don't know what you're doing. And I've had like 3 or 4 sets of employees at Pavlok who have all evolved. But as you grow and as you build your first product, getting a product out, there's something beautiful about a hardware product. There's so many parts of it. Like this thing has at least 14 people who built it, and it took $1.2 million to make the first one. And it was like because you have on the hardware side, you're going to have a mechanical engineer, an industrial designer, and an electrical engineer, and a firmware programmer. On the software side, you have an iOS developer, an Android developer, a back-end programmer, a front-end programmer. And then you have all your marketing and PR, and then you have customer service, and then you have shipping, and you have fulfillment, and you have returns, and you have vendor sales. And I have no freaking clue how we made it this far. If I
That's
could
what I
go
was
back,
gonna say. You're scaring the crap out of everyone, going like, "Ah, hardware sounds crazy." You
yeah,
didn't know that
the
going
black
in.
diamond of startups. I wouldn't recommend it to my worst enemy, especially because you'd be a competitor. So, but but the cool part is that the harder the thing is, the more awesome it is, because
Hmm.
now I have a natural moat behind me. Even if Apple wanted to copy off my idea tomorrow, it would take them 6 to 9 months before they could get it into the hands of consumers, because that's just how things work.
Hmm.
And it's never been cheaper than before. Building a hardware product today is like building a web app in 1995. Like it's hard, but if you do it, you're going to be one of the first guys, right? And so that's the beauty. And I think there's a big, interesting competition. No one knows what's happening in the wearable space, and it's really interesting to watch
So
it happen.
exciting.